This is the Recycling, Scrap Metal, Commodities, and Economic Report, December 2nd, 2024. U.S. weekly raw steel production rose slightly to 1.65 million tons, down 1.9% from last year and down 2.1% year to date. This was on continued slow U.S. manufacturing. WTI crude oil price fell to $68.14 a barrel, the price of 2005, 19 years ago. This was on some easing of Middle East tensions. U.S. weekly crude oil production rose to 13.5 million barrels per day, matching the recent all-time high in U.S. history. The U.S. remains the #1 global crude oil producer, and that's 50% more than Saudi Arabia. The U.S. weekly oil rig count fell to 477, staying in a tight range, being careful not to overproduce, which would lower prices and profits. Scrap steel #1 HMS price was steady at $305 a gross ton. There is downward pressure for December on slow demand. Hot rolled coil steel price rose to $35 a hundredweight, which is $700 a ton, but remains low on slow U.S. manufacturing. Copper price rose to $4.14 a pound on speculation of additional Chinese stimulus. Also on a weaker U.S. dollar, but concerns over possible U.S. tariffs remain. Aluminum price fell to $1.18 a pound, which is $26.01 a metric ton, on speculation of the increased stimulus we just talked about, a weaker U.S. dollar, and tariff concerns. China's November NBS Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index rose to 50.1, the highest reading since April. This was as output grew the most in 7 months as costs dropped. U.S. October sales of new single-family homes plummeted 17.3% from September, the sharpest drop since 2013. Hurricanes, high home prices, and high interest rates hurt sales. U.S. Q3 personal consumption at constant prices rose to 3.5% annualized. With inflation just over 2%, consumer spending is good. U.S. October PCE, Personal Consumption Expenditure Index, the U.S. Federal Reserve's preferred measure of inflation. It rose slightly to 2.3% versus last year, from September's 3-year low. U.S. Q3 GDP, Gross Domestic Product, which is economic growth. The economy grew at 2.8% compared to 3% in Q2. There was a surge in consumption of goods as the trade deficit hurt growth. Investment in equipment soared while residential investment fell. Wall Street's Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 614 points to 44,911, a record close. Semiconductors led with word of less restrictions to sell to China. The huge wealth creation in 401ks and investment accounts helps the economy and spending. Roll-off trailers by Ben Lee, the Super Mini Long, now get an 80,000 GVW trailer in only a short 34, not 40 feet. Powerful, heavy-duty, and maneuverable, complete with the industry's leading 6-year frame warranty. This report by Greg Brown is brought to you by Ben Lee Roll-Off Trailers, Gondola Trailers, Crush Car Trailers, Luggage Trucks, Dump Truck Parts, Roll-Off Trailer Parts, and of course, Roll-Off Truck Parts for Galbraith, Galfab, American, Dragon, G&H, and more. As always, feel free to call or email me with any questions, and we hope all have a safe and profitable week.